Hello, my dears. Now, this will be a little bit different than my usual um videos, I suppose you could say. And for those who are new here, you may be noticing that despite my recent uploads, where I essentially upload my Twitch streams for you, you will notice that before there was content of art and video games. And you would even see that there were some games that were being played but were stopped all of a sudden. I wanted to give you a reason as to why that was, and also give a bit of an explanation as to why my content as of late has only been ASMR videos. So, a couple of months back, I think it was around December, I would say, I was in a situation where the apartments that I was a part of had to rapidly remove me from my apartment because it wasn't safe, I suppose you could say. So, they and there was this whole issue involved with that. But essentially, my apartment wasn't that safe to be in anymore. So the complex wanted to move me to a different one. And they wouldn't let me cut off the thing despite me wishing that, because there had been many issues with them before. But, oh well. So the time came, they gave me a little bit less than a month to get ready and move to the new apartment. And when that happened, you box everything up, and they would not supply us with um movers, I suppose you could say. They would not help with anything. So my family very generously helped me acquire movers that would help us move all of my furniture, which admittedly is mostly books. And when I say mostly, there were so many books. I haven't even unpacked them all just simply because of how many there were. But I had all of my streaming stuff kind of in one box, except for a few specific things that I had kind of put separately. So, what I had was my laptop, my trying to remember. So, I had a laptop carrier, which I put in my laptop. The Elgato screen capture, which I was using to capture Pokemon on during that whole thing. My Switch, which had a cartridge in it. My I recently discovered my art tablet pen. And so far that seems that those are the only things I can immediately recall that were in it. So during the move and all that, everything was going fine. But I began to realize that I couldn't find my laptop carrier case that had everything, essentially. And we eventually kind of came to the conclusion that, well, it was stolen. We can't find it anywhere. The movers, specifically one of them my mother said was acting suspiciously, and no one can recall where that carrier went, because it was something so delicate that it was treated very carefully with us, but got lost in the midst of move. So, obviously, whenever you lose equipment like that, it's not only really frustrating financially, but it also really hindered my ability to do anything. I was actually legitimately terrified whether or not my model was gone. All of my art, all the things that I had saved is gone. The Switch was also gone, along with all of my many hours in Pokemon and different other games are gone. There was actually a Pokemon game, um, Shield, that was in it, and that's gone too. So they won't reimburse you for um something like that. So I still need to re-get Pokemon Shield, but perhaps that would be a instance where I can play that in the future for y'all. But unfortunately, with my laptop gone, the capture card gone, my Switch gone, and even my art pin gone, I could not do anything, essentially. Now you may be wondering how I am able to stream right now. So, I suppose you could say stepfather, was generous enough to offer me an old computer of his. Now, this computer is actually a Mac, as opposed to when I would normally use a Windows computer. So, this has allowed me to continue working, and thankfully, I've been able to recover a few things, such as my model. But the Mac in itself has restrictions on it that disallows me from doing a lot of things. So I have access to my Steam library, but none of the games are compatible with Mac. So I'm not able to play any of those for y'all. And the same goes with Origin. I cannot access Dragon Age or anything like that. I have noticed that I am able to get on Sims 4, and there is also Sims 2, so maybe I'll start seeing if I can play that for y'all in the future. I do quite like um The Sims, so maybe I'll start playing that for y'all. But um I was able to get a tablet pin only to discover that the Mac that I'm using doesn't have an HDMI port, so I am unable to properly connect my tablet. I have tried it multiple times to see if I can still use it, because it still kind of picks up the pin. However, unfortunately, the pressure sensitivity is at a max, and the the tablet doesn't pick up the full stroke. It only picks up a tiny bit of it, and I've tried multiple times to see if I can get it to work, and it's just not conducive with me actually doing art for y'all. So, there's that. It does also make me a little sad that I lost the um cat VTuber base that I had, and the unicorn VTuber model I was working on. for someone else to use. It was a male model. Is also gone, so I'll have to restart that and my whole adoptable mythology VTuber model thing. Um, so cannot do art, can't really do any games, but I'll see if Sims works in the future, as this is an older computer, so it can be a bit iffy at times. And the capture card that was stolen, um, so not only does this Mac not have an HDMI port, so there's that, but it was also really expensive because if I buy equipment, I do try to save up for something nicer, just simply so that it would hopefully last longer. So replacing that isn't feasible at this time. Now, I was able to get a new Switch, and I might look into seeing if any of the equipment that I've had to buy is something I can write off in my taxes. I'll have to see about that. But yeah, I did recently order a USB to HDMI adapter port. So hopefully I might be able to start doing some art for y'all. We'll just have to see how that wants to work. And as I said before, I can play The Sims for y'all. If that is something that you would be interested in. Just to offer some variety amongst all the reading. But yeah, so I just wanted to give y'all an explanation. This has been something that's been on my mind on making for a little bit. Just hasn't yet had the time to do it properly. So I really am sorry if some of you were excited or enjoying some of the games I was playing. I am trying to save up for a decent PC, like a proper computer. That was something that I was wanting to do anyway, but this just kind of expedites that. But those are expensive, so it will take me some time to save up for that. But I'm hoping that once I do that, I will be able to resume, or perhaps even restart, some of the things that I was doing for y'all. I hope that this will come sooner rather than later, but for now, this is what I have to work with. And I'm just grateful that I am able to continue working and create things for you all. And I'm excited to see if I'll be able to start doing art. And maybe I can start trying to do some sim challenges on here for y'all too. But for now, I just wanted to give you that update. Um, but thank you all so much for being here and watching what I do. I stream pretty regularly on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 o'clock CST, and I usually am found streaming with my friend on Sundays at 5 p.m. CST. So if you ever want to catch me doing anything, you can find me then and there. I do also have a Twitch, which should be connected. Um, or not, I meant Twitter, but also Twitch. But if you wish to support me, just simply being here, leaving comments, likes, and things like that is a great motivation. But there is also coffee. There is an Etsy shop where I sell art and sculptures that I've made. And even the little vintage cat VTuber model that I made, you could even find there. And all of those are accessible on my card that you can find on Twitch. I mean, Twitter. But yeah, other than that, thank you all so much for listening to me. I greatly appreciate you being here, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see y'all in the future. May my glimmer bring you back to me. But until then, goodbye, and thank you.